Now we will look at a blockchain implementation in a very interesting industry, that is the aerospace industry. And for this, we have taken Honeywell Aerospace's online used aircraft parts marketplace as an example, where they have used Hyperledger Fabric for development of the solution. And they have successfully implemented for their business, and they have found the results as well. And let us look into that. Yeah, so the introduction is not necessary much for a company like Honeywell, because uh, they are very dominant players when it comes to technology, and in the space of aerospace they are even more stronger, because they are the ones who design systems for different control devices. And as engineers and the technical community, you must be knowing about that. However, this is a very old company, started in 1914, and they are global provider of avionics, engines, systems, and services, which means they design, manufacture, and also service through many partners, and as well by themselves. And their products, you may say, you take any aircraft in this world, you will find at least one product or a technology of Honeywell, developed by Honeywell in this. So 2018 sales alone is 12.9 million, $9 billion. So which is a huge, uh, uh, business. I mean, or the market they have captured, you may say. And through this blockchain implementation, what they wanted to create is they want to create Amazon.com or Flipkart or such types, these kind of a marketplace for used aircraft parts. So, as we begin to discuss in detail about this case, please keep this in mind that the nature of business that is here. See, aircraft parts are already uh, critical, in the sense you may not say a part in the aircraft is more important or less important. Given the kind of usage the aircraft equipment has got, and the place where it is used, and the criticality in terms of uh, safety and other aspects, every aircraft is critical, every aircraft part is critical. So when Honeywell is involved in selling used aircraft parts, imagine the kind of information that it has to provide the consumers, or the potential customers, you may say. Now, the people who are actually buying the aircraft parts are themselves, who will be using aircrafts, and they will have to analyze through a lot of data, and they will expect a lot of transparency in data. And this process of supplying the customers with information for them to make the decision faster, the way you could have seen in Amazon.com, when you want to buy a book, you have all the information, like the people who the feedback or reviews of people who have read the book already, the details of the author, and a synopsis or samples of few pages of the book, and all that. So that is helping you to make the decision. In this case of used aircraft parts, it will require a different set of information, like in which aircraft the part was used, and when was the part dismantled, and many things. So they want to create such an environment. So that's the goal for them. And they want to cut down the purchasing time, which means the time for a person to make a decision, or a company to make a decision to buy a used aircraft part, should come down from days or weeks to seconds. So all the human intervention to go and conduct a presentation, and also keep this in mind that these aircraft parts are generally, expensive, materials, which means per unit cost of a material will be in few $1,000s minimum. So the selling effort from the side of Honeywell will be that much high, and there will be human intervention that was involved. However, to convey all the information to somebody who wants to buy, all this is being now avoided by implementation of blockchain. Yeah, and the other goal was to connect to each part of to each physical part to its digital pedigree. Pedigree means the history of the part, who made the part, where it was used, when it was repaired, and when it has been brought to Honeywell Aerospace's online marketplace. This way. So the approach was blockchain, and you may go through the specific points. Maybe you can pause and read. Now, look at the results part. $4 million in sales through an online marketplace, that too for critical parts that takes a lot of time to make the selling, or rather the decision making to buy the part takes a lot of time, has been made simpler through blockchain, and now 4 million in sales is made in less than a year, and more than 50 vendors who are supplying used aircraft parts have become part of this blockchain solution now, which means they feed information by being a partner of the blockchain technology or being part of blockchain network, and that information is used to empower the customers with information so that they make the decision faster. So this is how it works, and the purchase time also reduced, obviously, because the purchasing is a decision, and that decision is made based on the information availability and the quality of information. And when the information is available, and if that is of high quality, then the decision is obviously made quicker. So the purchase time obviously gets reduced. Future boost to anti-counterfeit measures. This is also ensured through the immutability features, because if there is any effort to tamper the information or provide wrong information, it doesn't happen, because the solution is built in such a way that the system, the blockchain network itself, will demand for the smart contract, rather, will demand for information not by the entry form. It will rather demand by information in the form of credible documents that will get again referred in multiple sources and then gets confirmed. So every part is being brought to Honeywell Aerospace's online marketplace using non-human intervention methods. So this is how the this particular case works in terms of technology. So if you come from the bottom left, uh, you look at this dismantlement event where you find this aircraft symbol or aeroplane symbol. The first thing that happens for a used aircraft is that the aircraft gets dismantled. It gets separated into different parts, and that gets recorded in the blockchain. And how this gets recorded, it is recorded based on many factors. The maybe if Honeywell has implemented that, the block will contain the engineer or the team that was involved with all the details, with their sign off about what time they have started this dismantling event, along with the dismantling event plan as a document, everything getting stored in the block. This gets stored, which means you have so much information, or as a customer, they can go and access so much of information to decide the purchasing aspect. And then comes the OEM birth event. OEM, this the original equipment manufacturer birth event, and this is also recorded based on the history of events, repair and overhaul. If the part is removed, and if the part is put through any repairs for making it ready for reusage, then who does the repair, what time it has happened, in what location it has happened, all that gets recorded. And then all this becomes as past history of events, and a list of events are getting created, and then it goes to the Go Direct Trade storefronts. So Go Direct Trade is the brand name of Honeywell Aerospace's used aircraft business. So Go Direct Trade is an online web platform which you may also go and check for yourself, and you will find many aircraft parts being sold. And maybe if you are able to sign in, you will understand that the unit price of those parts are very high. It is in few $1,000s, sometimes in millions as well. So all this information is getting recorded in the blockchain, and the best advantage here by having a blockchain's technology is there is less of human intervention to go obtain information for each of the stages of this events, and then feed into a computer, and again, to avoid the aspect of tampering the data or giving the data someone who is not really giving the right information. All these issues can be avoided by blockchain, because the smart contract will ensure that the right person is giving the data and the right data is received, and it is verifiable at any point of time later. So everyone has that feeling of accountability who plays a role in this blockchain network, that they will be questioned in the future for this particular issue if they feel that it is not to be of right value, or they did not play as per the policies of the game or the business. So they so the adherence part in a business transaction is very high. So this becomes very critical, as I told you again. The aircraft parts business, or any business to do with aircraft, is put under the lens from a technical point of view, and there is a lot of information that is required. It is we must never prefer to have a weak aircraft part in an aircraft, because it will cost lives. So it is of that nature. It is not like books, or it is not like gadgets. So it is very critical. So the value addition of blockchain for the business is very high in this case. And next we will see the case of Walmart specifically, and we will not get into the basics of that, because through IBM Food Trust project we have already seen what is that it is doing for businesses in the supply chain and food industry. But we will go specifically into the results they have actually seen.